good to see you again, man.
My man.
Yeah, it's good to see you again. You know, we did one back. I think it was March, right? And I'm sitting here today. You know, you can see in the background here, GAMA Sports, right? And the podcast at that time was just maybe in its infancy. Right, it wasn't anything. It was just an idea.
Right.
And then coming here in the mornings that you were at 6 a.m. every single Saturday, right? That thing started out with, 10, 12 players maybe, right? By month 3, you had 60, 70 in there. Right. So being a part of that at 6 a.m. with high school football players from all across the WPIAL, right? It wasn't one team. It was anybody who wants to show up. We're going to be here putting our time in, right? So arising out of that, I'm like, ooh, okay, the podcast about this, right? These kids are showing up, and the coaches are giving their time, right? Adult coaches, defensive coordinators from other high schools, right? Offensive coordinators from here, D-line coaches from there. And so we all get together, and it was built between the lines. So I'm like, oh, all right, this is what's happening right now. The people behind the scenes, what you're doing behind the scenes, right? And you and I talked at length about your journey. What you had to do every day and what you still continue to have to do every day. And it's great to have you back.
Thank you for having me.
Talking about this, and it's great to be in this little arena here. Yeah.
Warm, but we still in here though. Got
yeah. Some of those mornings negative 15.
Yeah,
kids were still pulling up and doing
right?
that. Right. Kids were taking, if they didn't have rides, they were taking Ubers at 5 o'clock in the morning. And that's the paramount example of what it takes to do something at a high level, right? I mean, we can talk football here on this Gridiron Edition, but you in knowing you personally, professionally, right? You are the quintessential stamp of what it is to do things behind the scenes, right? To maintain that character, to build upon that character, right? To have the uncompromising parameters that you have, So I think I want to talk today with you because, this started out as this was going to be like a welcome to the 2026 football season, right? Getting some young dogs in here to talk about, what they want to get accomplished, their life goals, right? It was going to be you coming on, sitting there talking with them because, you know all aspects of the game of football, ins and outs, X's and O's, cover two, right? It doesn't matter. You know all of that stuff. But your specific mastery is linebacker, right? So it was coming on and say, hey, what do you want to talk about here? You want to go on to the next D1 school, right? What do you want to do after that, right? You want to start at D1. You want to be a pro, right? So it comes down to having the aspirations, but also lining up and doing those things when nobody's watching. Right.
Exactly.
And I know for you too, like now you have, since we first came on here, you have a whole new separate thing that you're doing real pointed to the specific game of football. Right. So talk about, or, to open it up to wherever you want to go on that.
Actually, thank you for having me again, too. Actually, beginning that, like you said, that last winter, it was just an idea. We were thinking about just having guys in, just doing some strength and training. And so initially, when Joe and I opened up, I unselfishly wanted to not make this, I know we're on a football field, and this may sound crazy, but I didn't want to make this all football. I wanted to be able to train all athletes. So I selfishly put it aside because I wanted to just be able to have me be able to adapt to the lacrosse players or the soccer players. But after last winter, I realized I have to stick with a lot of what I know. I know weight room stuff. I know that stuff. I'm certified personal trainer. But initially, I like to be called coach because just for that reason. I don't want to call Mr. this or there's something else, a trainer this. No, I'm a coach. And we had to shift it because we're on a football field. I have to take advantage of the knowledge so I can hand it down to others and I can take information and how to do things from other coaches. So that's when it became a hub for football, and we had to take it as such. And as it took off, I want to be able to run that back and show the kids down. That's one season. And be honest with you, I think it could have been done better. It was a great time, great thing, but now we could build on that. I take that as a pilot to go on to the next big thing that's going to happen for the next 20, 30 years until I till I retire, which I'm not going to retire. So you got me for long as I got.
You're dragging you off. You're dragging me off of this.
I'm going to be out
You're
here.
driving me off. You're dragging me off this playing field called life.
I'll just be on the cart coach, and I'll like get the cart out.
Yeah. Yeah, but no, there's something inside of that too, because and I know we've seen that, and you know we have been able to see other football seminars, right? Camps, mini camps, things like that. You know, and we're looking at each other going,
yeah,
right, and to take a look at that and say, well, you know, when you're in it and you're doing it, right. You're looking for those ways to improve each and every situation like that, right? In those 6 a.m. sessions, it was like, man, we could have done this better. Next week we're going to do this, and we're building upon that, but never ever ever satisfied with the end product, right? Yep. So, but you can see that, and I've talked about comparison is the death of joy and things like that. You know, it's like, oh, I'm going to look outward and go, oh, I'm going to be like that, right? But to not get off path on all this, you said there's a way to better that every single day. But when we saw and we were a part of or could see other camps, all the ways they were put on, we're looking at each other like, because what happened there was that there was no essential like strategy as to what that end product was going to look like. It was an organic growth, and it happened and it just grew based upon that,
right?
You know, and that's what's really cool about the Built Between the Lines, and you, because you go, if you get a core group of people together that are there for the very same reason,
right?
You know, not so much as the dollars and cents side of it, that will come, but you can sit there and outthink every single situation and scenario,
right?
And the rest of your life not taking that very important step you need to take, which is just do it,
right? I like to build on that you said that, and I'll say this to not disrespect anybody else's camp or function or clinic. I'll say, for example, I think our Between the Lines and here at GAMA, I think we were always competing as coaches as well in a healthy way. I'm gonna match. You might not know. I don't know. We didn't even talk about it, but we were matching as an energy. Nobody came in here with their head down, all down and out, or energy low, and it made it a big deal. So when we went to the kids, I can put a sign outside in front of this building, say the first 100 kids come in here and do that. I can put all these ladders out here. We do the same thing for 2 hours. So what is that going to do for me evaluating you? I expect when you leave out of here, I want to tell you straight up, like, hey, this is what you need to work on. Your false step and all, your feet are pointed out. Like, I'm going to tell you because we're paying attention to you. I'm not just seeing you telling, I get some college kids coming here like, hey, run them through the ladders or go over and do hurdles the whole time or run through the bags. Like, this is serious to us because this is how I coach. This is how we coach in real football time. So why not give them that experience? I don't necessarily I'm not making this a money grab. Heck, we did it for free.
Oh, it was free.
You know what I mean? So I can throw a money grab up there in 2 seconds. That's not what I was taught as a player. That wasn't what I taught when I was being coached. And as a coach, you get out here and you give your all the coach. You should be exhausted. I used to leave here at 8 o'clock and being like, hey, I might need a nap at 8 o'clock in the morning. You know what I mean? And I didn't even finish my day. I got to keep on going. But that's what we did. And I think that also with the coaches wanting to be here before the kids got here. Wanting to be warmed up. I had coach. We were here stretching before the kids even got here. Like we were stretching, moving around. We're intense. Yeah. We got a couple cuss words flying here and there. We on the bags, and that's what it takes. And I think that's what we gave them how a college Division I practice runs. Some of the things are going to be the same thing every time. You're stretching your muscle memory things, but when we get to practice, you should be completely surprised how this goes. I don't want you going there like, oh, we got 9 on 7 today. Oh, who's going to show today? And the fact that we had multiple teams in here, it made it super competitive. We had other coaches in here looking at other people's coaching styles. Every coach in there were asking us to come coach for their team after leaving here. And we just decided like, hey, maybe we won't coach this year. Maybe we'll just run this back next year and have a bigger crowd and divide it up and be more organized with it as well.
Absolutely.
I think you can never be more organized. You can never always be more organized.
Right.
So.
Yeah, and that was the beauty of it, too. I mean, you had the organic growth side of that was you had every single coach who came in we didn't know each other. We didn't know each other. Yep. It was day one, right? And you know how that is. You're there walking around sizing up, like, oh, cool. And then all of a sudden, everybody opens their mouth. It's like, oh, wait a minute here. You know, and it was a great experience, not just for the players, but for the coaches.
Right.
If you are a coach and you want to be a part of that, you want to see something like that done, because, you know, how many times will we say in here, iron sharpens iron, right?
Yep.
And that was what it was. The coaches put their egos aside and like, oh, I'm learning something from you today.
Yep.
And then taking that forward and giving back.
Right.
You know, and that was one of the cool aspects of that.
It was.
But, you know, I think this, because you at that time you were here, you were appointed here at GAMA, right? When the last time we spoke on this, and now you have a new football for you, just you right now. Yeah.
So I wanted to, like you said, I feel like people around, our managers here, I am a person that likes to be hands-on with every single person. Like, but you have to pour your energy in which you feel like other people feel you're great at. So I put a lot of that aside. So the football division became more mine, because I just wanted to make sure I put the full extent of energy into it. Right? But now it's hard to get here at 5 and then train your grandmother over here and an auntie over here and over here, and I don't mind doing that. But then when it came to the football aspect, I want to put that full energy into it. So I mean, my mind's fresh. I can talking to more coaches. I can coach them, be better athletes, and coach every level of football. So I don't just deal in high school. We do mid league, college, NFL guys coming here, and I wanted to make sure, and we wanted to make sure. I said, you know, they were managers and everybody here, Desiree, everybody's like, well, we got to use. I said, yeah, please use me. I don't mind being used. I like you put it out there, because I was trying to not put my name on it, because I didn't want everybody thinking GAMA is synonymous with Chris Edmonds.
Right.
GAMA is all of us.
Right.
But I have to understand that everybody has to have their lane. Like Joe do speed and agility, or running training. Logan does a lot of strength and conditioning training. Like, so
Joel does baseball.
Joel does baseball.
Right.
So they can pull me off of some of that stuff. They're trying to do the jack of all trades, because you're jack of all trades, you're master of nothing.
Yeah.
So I always was taught that, but I tried to be that, because I wanted to make up for something we may have been missing when we first opened. The building 30,000 square feet, and it was just 2 of us. Now it's 3 of us. Now it's 4 of us, and that's still not a lot.
Right.
So I was trying to do that unselfishly, but they told me, like, you just need more, be selfish with what you're great at doing. And I feel like I can coach football in my sleep. I can see 1,000 miles away. I could hear my eyes closed. I could tell you what plays being ran, but I have to understand that I have to use that up until my mind can't do it anymore, or it's a waste of talent at this point.
Yeah, and I think we touched upon that even on our last podcast a little bit. You know, there's so many people out there that are just aggrandizing in their lives, right? It's me, right? And when you're born and raised and put through the fire of life, right? You come out of that with humility, right? And then we use that term as like, be humble in all things, you know. But and we talked about the root word of that, right? And the Latin word for you know, humus being of the ground, right? So it's so hard, I think, for like, you know, the guys who know how to do it, or the people who know how to do it, walk the walk, talk the talk, do all things to the glory of God. Right? And then how is that to then go talk about, well, you know what, I still got to pay my bills, right? Like that's the thing that's like the elephant in the room, right? It's like, well, I'm going to do all this, but how do I still got to pay the bills, right? You know, and that's the little tip line in all of that, to remain, you know, humble, of the ground, right? All glory to God, but then say, I still got to pay the bills, right? So how do you get across that? You know, because I don't want to talk about myself either. I'm all shocked, like, yeah, you know what I mean.
And it's always going to be tough when it comes to that asset, because how can you be great at something and not take advantage of it at just a certain level? And it's just a fine line. So I have an example. So when I go into a room full of kids or athletes or whatever like that, so I ask, like, who's the fastest one, and who's the best player here? And I always know that some kids are playing other kids, and that's where it got to come in sometime, because that's how you got to approach practice. I don't go to practice or games to build friendships. Now, as I got older, you build friendships, and it's going outside of football, different than football. It's still competitive. Even at coaches, man, like somebody, if we're coaching a football game, I don't have a lot to say to you before the game. But if you're gonna, if I sometimes you gotta be like, I'm the best one, because mentally you have to check in. Like, I'm the best one. Somebody, well, if I'm not, somebody prove me wrong. Respect it to check it. And that's sometimes when the football being such a physical sport, I have no time for passiveness. So in the same realm as coaching, you kind of like gotta still know your worth without having to be like me, because there is no you without the players to play for you that wants to play for you. And that's what came in here, because they wanted to be coached.
Right.
So that's what makes you the best for what you do. Somebody has to be the best. I mean, that just is what it is.
Right.
I mean, as somebody said, like, my mom told me one time, she's like, well, one day somebody gonna have your number, somebody gonna get you. I said, no, I'm the best. And like, if I approach like that, then I go into the situation. I mean, if you get me, that, I mean, I got more work to do.
Right.
If I beat you, I told you I was the best.
Right.
And I'm just talking as a player. That's how you got to take that on as a player. Now, when you become an adult, you got to do things. You got to do things to take care of your family. You still have to understand, like, being the best, but you still got to work on your craft. That gets you your bills paid. That gets your notoriety. That I don't have to go out here and put I'm the best coach in the world on my T-shirt. Because when they see me come in the room, they see you come into a room, whoever you feel like you are, that's what they're going to look at you as.
Right.
And that's just how I look at it. So the humble word is great. I'm not going to go, I don't want to speak about past stuff, because I ain't playing football ever again in my life. But stuff that I know, stuff I can teach you, stuff that I have done, it should just kind of speak for itself at this point in time. If it doesn't, then I'm going to just prove you with my actions.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's really cool. I want to touch upon something here, because you said something in there. You know, like you had the mentality no one was going to beat me.
Right.
Right. And if you did a study of that all across the board, right, the mentality is there for those who are considered the elite, right? No one's going to beat me. You're not by saying that to yourself. It's not some like I'm the right, but you're setting it up, because to say you're the best means you have absolutely 100% respect for that dude across the ball from you.
Exactly.
Right. That's not a disrespect thing.
Right.
And when I say I'm the best, that's not disrespect. That's respect for you, because I know I got to tell myself, right, that there's a dog over there, but and I got to be the best. I respect that.
You have to.
Right.
You have to. I mean, I don't go into any situation hoping or wishing I'm going to win. And so if I line up, I am not hoping because I've watched film on you. I'm not wishing because I've seen the tape. I'm not, and if it's something they need to do, I'm handling in practice. That's why I think at times like this, when we have practice in here and the guys are going to camp, which is a good thing for them to hear, is if you're across from me and you're bullshitting, I'm going to eat your lunch. I'm gonna make you pay. I'll make you hate practice. Because I'm going to dog you every single day until you start to understand that iron sharp iron. I can beat you up in practice all day. What's that going to do for me in the game? So, like, let's all turn it up. The game should be super easy. So, and guys going to camp, like, I know they go in there. I know it's a different era where the kids, they want to sign their jerseys and do dances before they, that's fine. Do have fun. But when you line up between those lines, it has to be a certain level of you that is willing to dominate everybody in front of you. And even in practice, even beside you.
Yes.
If I'm doing subpar and you're doing great, your greatness gets diminished, because I'm not even a whole man in the bargain on the line, or a linebacker, or a free safety, or a quarterback when I'm handing the ball to the running back. I'm not a whole man in the bargain, so you end up suffering. A lot of quarterbacks don't. They stat interception is a stat. But the stat is not when the receiver runs a bad route, make the interception happen. That's not a stat that you get there right now. That's the stat you get in the day after film. You get that stat as a loaf, but that's not a stat they see. They see the quarterback threw 10 interceptions. So then, if I'm not uphold my end of the bargain, you pay. So that's why I'm like making sure that even in practice, this has to be the most intense thing you have. That's why we were so intense on these guys in here. I'm not gonna let you halfway do the sprints. Because you do it now, you'll do it in the game. Right. And you're practicing losing. Right. So we're not going to uphold, we're not going to take that further. And that's why I want to put that energy into football, so I can have that mentality all the time. Sometimes when I get in here, I have to turn it off. Because I got a 70-year-old lady and I'm having fun, we're doing it, but I have to turn this on when we get in here. Turn it off out there. You got to check it. Check yourself. Like, hey, we're doing purpose. Like, nope, we're not. They're going to do 10 squats. So it doesn't matter. This mentality at the right place at the right time.
Yeah. And I think so. Let's talk about something, because, you're right. You come in here, and you're working out, you're sprinting full speed in February, March before season even begins, right? And I've seen this at the youth level for the last 12, 15 years of this, right? Little Johnny's going to be playing in Michigan. You mean this one right here?
Yeah.
There's going to be a lot that takes place. That's not the point of all this. The point of all this is saying if you're in here and you're a sophomore, a junior, right, heading into your senior year, right, you can come in here and work out all you want, and you can push yourself all you want, right? Unfortunately, in this day and age, in Division I football or Division II or even III football, right, it's not about you sprinting in February and March, right?
Yep.
You want to get to the next level, right? And you want to set meetings here and go here and appointments there and do this. There's more to that game than just right here between these hash marks, right? Like if you're going to show up, or you have a media day, or you have something else you have to do, and you set an obligation for that, you have to fulfill that obligation to yourself, right? Not anybody else, but to yourself.
And you should. I'm glad you mentioned that. Because some things happen. I get it, but as a young professional, you have to meet your obligations. Like, there's no way. Like, in a different world, you get cut for things like that. Like, somebody's not going to be like, oh, well, you blew that off, and that's okay because we'll make up for it. Sometimes you don't get that. And I'm going to say this to a lot, and this is off script, off without the question, but I'm going to give you an example. And I've seen it a lot. This is why, and I know we talked about mental health like a lot last time, but you know where it comes from? It comes from when the light shut off, not on the field anymore, and nobody's calling your name, nobody's calling your phone. People deal with that in a different way. Heck, I had to deal with it. But coincidentally, and because I knew I liked that light, I built businesses so I'd still be in the light. I don't have to play football to be in the light anymore. I'm with you. I'm in the lights right now.
Yeah.
I ain't played football in 20 years. But sometimes people suffer with that. So they'll blow things off. Like, oh, next time. One time might not be a next time. One day they're not going to call your name. They're going to hear your name with a loudspeaker. One day that's going to happen. So you should take advantage of that, because those same people that you blew off going up, the same people you got to see coming back down. And to people who are not filling the obligations, trust and believe at the higher levels, you have to deal with this at a different place. You have to meet. You have to go to media day. You have to do the interviews. You have to show up to the events. You have to do the signing autographs. Because if you don't, this is going to come back 1,000 tenfold on you. Professionally, personally, it can happen in any kind of different way. And that's the way I handle the obligations. You have to be a full-time professional, or not. Maybe this ain't for you. Maybe you don't want that light, or not. You don't have to. But if you ask for all this light, the Division I light, you ask for all this media day, you ask for all to go to take camera, you're gonna be answering 1,000 calls a day, at least. But don't answer them, and trust and believe you're gonna miss the opportunity you were looking for. And that's going to be, you're going to have to live with that.
Yeah. I mean, anybody who's listening to that, play that back. Anybody, play it back. Yeah. Play it back. Man, keep playing it back and keep playing it back. Right? And that's, I mean, you're getting advice right now from, in my humble opinion, of one of the greatest dudes that I've ever met in my life. Like, and you're getting that back, and you're getting that free of charge. Right now,
and it's got to have prime examples of it. I tell you, I cost myself probably $10 million one time. Had a Nike contract. Sorry, off subject. I had a Nike contract in NFL. I was content with that. I'm like, okay, cool. A guy I know, a friend of mine, like, man, I got this meeting with this guy. Won't you come with me? I was like, I mean, I'm kind of like, all right with that. What I'm doing right now, you know what I mean? I just kind of want to. So maybe not. Guess what the company called? Under Armour. Blew it off.
Yeah.
Under Armour just started. They wanted to get some athletes that were kind of like this, just kind of building their name. I was just kind of getting into my second contract, and I was starting to build a little speed. And a guy, Eric Abagu from Maryland, played against Maryland. He was like, hey, man, you mean to try something else, man? You know, just at least come to the meeting. I said, no, Under Armour. Remember, I must protect this house, kind of the commercial thing.
Yeah.
He was in the middle of the commercial. That was him. But that's how some stuff can cost you in the long run if you don't take advantage of it. Or I say, or not. I had to live with that. If somebody see that lawnmower sign, I'm like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
my stock on that could have been tenfold right now. I got Steph
Yeah.
Curry. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So it just sometimes you just gotta like me take your blessings on, and if you miss them, don't get down on yourself. You miss your interview, make up for it. Do what you gotta do. At least make a call, because stuff is gonna happen. Stuff, you're gonna hit traffic one day. You're gonna be in New York. You can't get downtown. Something gonna happen. But if you blow it off, that makes that person not want to come. You don't think something is such a low level that you don't have to do it because it ain't it ain't ESPN. Well, like
Yeah.
one day it will be.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna be like, oh, I want to get on there, coach. I want to get on there, coach. Like, Coach Ben, what's up? I'm like this. Your time's passed, man. Like lights
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I posted something a while back, and again, it's hard when you get like quotes that come from people, right? Where did that come from, right? It's this is so and so. No, this was like Socrates, right? You got to drill all the way back down and all of that, right? But you hear that quote that flies around out there, right? You either have the pain of discipline or the pain of regret, right? And like that's a huge thing now, and you're talking about that. But again, you know, through my course of this and meeting people and coaching and even in a professional level, you know, leadership, the CEO of a company, right? I'm everywhere, and speaking engagements all over the place. It doesn't matter where it is, right? It could be with the real estate professionals. It could be a room full of, you know, my peers. It could be I could be in a church donut room, right?
Yeah.
there's a leadership that takes place and all that, you know. And to that point, it's like, you know, I in my lifetime now, you know, at this age, and age is a wonderful thing for you, right? You live long enough to survive it, then you better thrive it.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like, it's just, that's the way that it goes. But when I lay my head down at night, I don't regret the things that I did. I regret the things I did not do. Right. And that's where it is, and just keep driving forward. In that, man, it's, you know, it's an awesome thing for young people now. Right. And for you come in leading all of this, you know, there's a, you know, you think of the words like in the English language, and you drive down deep into the root of that, right? And you hear the words like ministry, right? You hear the words ministry. Essentially, if you drove that down into the original language of Hebrew, it just meant to work. It was your work.
Exactly.
Right. So whether or not you are a football coach, right? Whether or not you're a preacher somewhere, right? Whether or not you're a librarian, you're a school teacher, you're a garbage man, you're a CEO, that's your ministry. Right. It's your ministry to continue going and doing the best you can do for the goodness of other people. Right. So find something out there. Right. Keep searching for that. If you're walking around numb to everything that's going on around you, you got to deep dive on that. Right. And you got to find the right people that you can surround yourselves with. Right. If and we can stick to that on the D1 side of all of that. Right. You know, I had a conversation with a dear friend that, you know, won a high level political office. And I said, tomorrow morning, you have brand new friends. Right. The guy who wins the lottery, tomorrow morning, he wakes up with brand new friends. Right. You get to a Power 5 school, you got all new friends. You get to the NFL.
Hell yeah, your friends are friends already waiting outside for you at the
friends
at the stadium. Friends
you didn't even know you had, and you probably don't want. Right.
Exactly.
So that's the takeaway for all this, man. It's like,
if you conduct yourself like a professional, and these things, these devils get diluted. So if you can be anywhere, you can be anything, that's not good. You have to stand for something. You have to make sure that you are being professional. I mean that, so I'm saying, like, if you're gonna do what you say and say what you do, a lot of people can't reach you. A lot of people that's negativity, they can't reach you, because I have my same thing. I'm in college. I got my coaches. I got everything I need, and I'm going right here because I know that's what I need to be greater. Now, you go outside, different things will happen. I'm not saying you should not have fun with your newfound fame or wealth or whatever like that, but if you don't, now you're going to iron yourself, be a professional. One of my good friends, T.O., he burnt himself professionally. And then you don't think about it when you're young and you're doing sit-ups in your driveway until you don't make the Hall of Fame because they're trying to, they got people behind the scenes not hitting the check marks on you, and not saying this about the accolades, but that's just how you not being professional or you just taking that lightly. Another good friend of mine, I saw him came down, Marshawn Lynch. He didn't handle his Super Bowl interviews professionally. They didn't give him the ball on the 1 yard line. Now you tell me if I'm, you tell me I'm crazy.
That costs a lot of people.
You tell me I'm crazy. And I know it. I knew the guys in the locker room like, man, he said, I'm here so I don't get fined 20,000 times that week. 1 yard line, you carried us all the way down here, get our Super Bowl, he threw an interception for a game. But that's how sometimes not being a professional, and they'll tell you after you mature, I don't think that was unprofessional as well. You're running around, you're doing stuff, but you don't know, and you learn from experience. You learn when you're not professional, this can probably happen to you. You learn while you blow off interviews, this can happen to you. You learn a small thing that you thought was going to be like, oh, then that guy's big time. Now you want to go chase his coattail. It does not work like that. Mm-hmm. Some people give you a second chance, and we have been known to give you a second chance. I have kids that's like, hey, coach, I had to do this. I'm like, meanwhile, you went to Kennywood. It's fine.
Yeah.
But see, us at dealing with an amateur, I do an amateur on an amateur level. Mm-hmm. Like you're an amateur, you had this. If you don't have a car or a place of your own, but your parents keep you to be an amateur. The quicker you become a professional, easier it is when you have to go up and do these interviews. You have to go and talk in front of ESPN. You know how to speak well. You know how to do the things you need to do to make sure that people can be understood all the way through. That's my guy right there, matter of fact. But that's just a way where you have to come in and do it. You can actually bring him in. I would like to say something to him. And I won't know if we're going to cut it.
That'd be wonderful.
Keep him going.
That'd be wonderful.
No, actually.
No.
He's not ready.
Is that tape on right there?
Yeah, tape on.
Call him back.
Yo. You better be on.
All right, now pull up a chair.
Yep.
Pull up a chair.
How you feel?
I'm good. You?
Okay, good. Are we ready? All right, so introduce yourself to the
I'm Tavon Rupert from Plum High School.
Okay. What position you play?
I played DN, a little bit of D tackle, and a little bit of tight end.
Okay, you committed to a college?
Yes, sir. I'm committed to Sacred Heart University.
Okay. How was your day before you got here?
It was good. I got up at like 9, 8, came here.
Okay. Are you late or are you on time?
On time, 15 minutes early.
Really?
Yes, sir.
Good. So who are you supposed to come here with?
Terrence, CJ, and a couple other guys.
All right, so give me a question. So if we had a team meeting or a position meeting and someone's late but you're on time, do we all pay?
Absolutely.
Okay. So my morning would be like, hey, I got up. We had breakfast this morning. Me and my crew were supposed to be here because they did.
Yes, sir.
So it's not to hold anybody accountable. It's hold everybody accountable, but you have to be that way. Now, you're early.
Yes, sir.
Now, I love being early because you get a chance to fill the room. I threw you right into this interview.
Yes, sir.
So are you prepared to answer anything I ask you?
Yes, sir.
Because you speak well. You do well. But the whole thing is, we had to pay for tape right now. We're down $2,000.
Yes, sir.
Right?
Absolutely.
We're down $2,000. So like then real world you had to pay you have to pay them to run all these cameras, these lights and all this stuff like that too. So I just want to ask you a few things. How are you? I'll go into football because I know you're being pretty professional. What school you commit to? I'm sorry.
Sacred Heart University.
Sacred Heart, that's right. So you have put together a season here, right? So
yes,
are you prepared to deal with the camp life? I know you've been into it a little bit right here, but normally you don't have camp and school at the same time. So how you handling that?
I think during the summer I get up pretty early. I just treat myself pretty well. Mm-hmm. So I think me and the guys will be ready.
Okay. So you ready for your first? You got a scrimmage before, right?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yes, sir.
Where's it at?
Connellsville.
Okay. Well, tell them people what's going on so they can watch you play in the scrimmage.
10 o'clock. Be at Connellsville.
Connellsville. Okay. And you're gonna start both ways.
Yes, sir.
So, how you prepare yourself for the college life? Because you already committed to your school. So how do you feel this is going to transfer over to your college career?
I think just being able to, convert on the field and just transfer that into college is a big deal. So I think like coming here, training all season, training with you guys, getting me right, I think that really is going to transfer over.
Okay. I think it will too. I appreciate it. I want you to answer, give me something about you football wise that we don't know about you. We train you both. Something that we don't know.
Mental. I feel like, honestly, y'all get me right mentally and physically both. But it's also like I had to realize that y'all not on the field with me. That was like the hardest part.
Mm-hmm.
Like, like not having y'all on the sideline. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that was the hardest part.
Okay. And so I noticed during the time I've been coaching you and I watched you run track and I've seen you play without giving away too much football because I don't want anybody scouting with our conversation right here.
Yeah.
So you give me, for you, 2 strengths and 2 weaknesses.
Okay.
And so we'll keep it football, but I don't. When I look at a train, you know how this is. I always point out things I need you to prove on, even when I see you on the street.
Definitely.
So if you had 2 or something you need to work on or something you think you're excellent at.
I would say I need to work on emotionally, like being able to play through emotions. Like I think I got a lot better with it. I think it's something I can still work on though.
Mm-hmm.
That's one of my weaknesses. One of my strengths, I would say communication. Like on and off the field, I'm able to talk about how I feel. Another weakness would be being able to coach others when they don't want to listen. Getting somebody to be able to want to do something. I think I got very well with that too. Another strength is to be able to be physically aggressive.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay, so I like that second strand. So you tell me, with the camp being here, how do you handle yourself in practice? Tell me your attitude about practice. And I know it's a real, very, very broad question because it's going to hint on what you just said a second ago about attitude in practice. So how tell me about you at practice, your mental, your physical part of practice.
I think how I come into practice is like because you have to practice how you play. So you come into practice thinking, I'm going to destroy the person in front of me. But at the same time, you got to remember that's your teammate. So you don't want to hurt nobody.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, I'm like, I got to do my job. I got to make sure you're better. You got to help me get better. Iron sharpens iron.
Right.
So that's how I come to practice.
Okay. So and I was actually speaking on that before you got here. So there's a fine line, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you half a secret. I used to go to practice in the intention of being kicked out of practice. I just knew I wanted to be to practice long because my off button wasn't there. Now I can stop your feet. I won't tackle you like we won't go to the ground. But my goal was like, especially if I caught you not doing the things you would do with us on the football field together.
Yes, sir.
Then I would kind of have to make you feel that because I want to be so aggressive that the games are easy.
Yes, sir.
So it's a fine line, and I'm glad you touched on that. So the fine line is just being able to do what your coach asks you to do without lacking up on the aggression part of it.
Absolutely.
That's cool. So I'm glad you said that too. So that's a mentality that most elite players take on. My goal is to get the most out of my practice, and I'm not going to downplay it based on your ability to want to do the handshake practice, okay, let's cut the deal here so we can do practice. Sometimes it's just not that easy. Sometimes you got to make that teammate that may be your friend.
Yeah, absolutely.
It might be your friend, but sometimes the friendship can go when we get off the field.
Yes, sir.
And between the lines, we got to do the right thing, right?
Yes, sir.
So that's good, man. So anything else we need to know about you in the football game? You and your football, how y'all looking? What's going on?
We're looking really good, actually. I think me and the guys really putting something to work in all season. Like it's been times just like we are here at 8, 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Even when it's cold out. I think we lift a lot. Me and the guys, like we hit the field so much this off season. I think we're really prepared. Like especially going into camp. Like I think me and the guys, like based off yesterday's camp, I think we're looking really good.
Right. All right, well, I want to wrap up, but I want to thank you. I know Coach Ben probably want to get with you a little bit too. Thank the other guys coming out. That's probably Terrence calling me. Go pick him up. But I do want to thank you guys. Like me and Coach Ben were talking about earlier, guys who were coming here, putting in our work. Like I said, we're going to run that back during the off season, so be prepared for that.
Yes,
and you'll be going to college, so I don't want you to
Absolutely.
think it's up to and including high school. So the guys getting ready for college, you probably should come too.
Absolutely.
We're going to run it like pro style like we did last year. We're
Yes,
going to kind of make them more like college NFL style practices. And I just want to thank you for like being part of that because
Yes,
you were a big part of this one. We were up top of the hill up here.
Yes, sir.
And so it's like, so I know you're not a BS kind of person. So I just want to thank you because
Absolutely.
really you helped us even spark what we even want to do today. You're working with Coach Ben, working with me, Joe, and everybody like that too. So
Yes,
it's
sir.
more like y'all set the tone. So y'all will be like the foundation of what we got going forward. So just keep on doing that, and don't be afraid when you going. Come back, train.
Absolutely.
I mean, you go to college, you got a whole different training level, so you'll be good to go. But
Yes, sir.
always know you got a home back to come back to.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Man.
Appreciate you.
When they come scout you, they don't go to your coach first. They go to the trainer or the trainers. They go to the professors. They go to your teachers like, hey, was he late for class, or how's he in the trainer room? Does he play through things? And go talk to the graduate assistant, the guy down there in study hall. Does he go to study hall? And they're asking these crazy questions that have nothing to do with football. Like, hey, are you reliable? If I ask you to get out there and you have the field covered too, can I count on you being out there? Can I count for you being prepared for the game? Can I count on you making the bus? Can I count on you being prepared to be at the airport when it's time for that? If we're coming from different places, are you going to be at training camp on time? It makes a big difference. And I'm gonna say this, and I hate having to say this. Even the amount of schools you go to, people say the transfer portal and going back and forth to different high schools, and even in college, like they say, okay, do your thing, you got free rent, but it still makes a difference. I'm still watching that as a guy. I got to pay you $10 million. If I got to pay you, I'm thinking every worst case scenario that I can put you in that you would fold under, or that you would succeed through because you know how to multitask, you know how to plot problem solve. So if I'm overslept for a meeting, that means I didn't think the meeting was that important. Like, it's 11 o'clock in the morning. I've done 10 things already, and I'm grown. But that's how professionalism works. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's what Megan hit on a good point when she said that, right? Like, they don't know the long-term ramifications of the decision that you make, right? Like, it's like you don't understand that. And again, it's not just young people, right? You're going to have a call with a potential employee who's 55 years old, and they miss that, right? Like, from that sense of it, it doesn't really matter, right? Yeah. If I'm the one who's providing employment to somebody, and there's an opportunity there, it's the same thing. Everything that you do in life is some kind of a transaction from one to another.
Yep.
Right. It's, you know what I mean?
Yep.
You work out. You're deficit calorically, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going there.
Yep.
Right. But the next thing after that, you put a donut in your mouth. It's a transaction, right? There's always something going. Well, here's the monetary side of this, right? You talk about calories, talk about dollars and cents, right? The person who's providing that employment, i.e. me, right? Or the person who's providing the opportunity, i.e. Alabama, right?
Yep.
You coming into that as a recipient of that opportunity, you start out with absolutely nothing in that bank account.
Right.
Zero.
Right.
$0.
Mm-hmm.
$0.
Right.
So everything that you do is going to be either deposit into that account or withdraw from that account.
Right.
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 Like, that's how I feel about it professionally. It's like it's always going to be, there's always some kind of a withdrawal deposit that you have to take. What are you going to do at the end of the day, right? If you have no capital left to do anything with, right? If you're borrowing against that stuff. And that's what I think young people and even the 55-year-olds don't understand that.
Yeah, like you burn because you think that opportunity is going to present itself again. You think like it's going to be like, oh, next time. And I told you before, like, sometime the next time it's just not it. Sometimes you may have missed the opportunity. And I think we see a lot of opportunities happen because we got our phones in our hands, and you see everybody got this opportunity, got this chance to go to this school, got a chance to be here, got a chance to do this interview. But a lot of times they don't show you when you burn them. You burn all the lifelines. You burn everybody around you. And some people are just, I call it getting exhausted of people. Mm-hmm. If I get exhausted of a thing, a person, place, a thing, that means I have a cutoff thing that I can cut you off cold turkey. I have no heart with that, because that means you have used me up.
Right.
Or use the situation up, or use a person up, or a thing. And if I drive my car long enough, it's gonna run out of gas. Mm-hmm. So I have to stop at the gas station and, like you said, replenish it. Whether it's gonna be good gas or bad gas.
Yeah.
I got to change the oil. I got to do things like that too. But so I think with young people and even older people, your opportunity sometimes can just get away from you. Then people will get exhausted of you. Exhausted of you lying. Exhausted of you not showing up. Exhausted of you cheating. Exhausted of you doing that. And then you clean it up. But it's okay to have those moments where you have that time where you burnt the situation up.
Absolutely.
But you go back and build that bridge back.
Mm-hmm.
We call it bridge builders where I'm from. So
Yep.
we have a thing where I'm building as you're coming across. I'm going to keep building. You keep coming, keep building. So like we call it bridge builders exactly. But it's just a matter of how serious you're going to take things, people, places, and things. How serious you're going to take it. If you don't take it seriously, you'll be up to burn it.
Mm-hmm.
They say things happen all the time. Rides, cars break down, traffic happens, stuff like that too. But you prepare yourself. You ask me, because when you asked me to do this last week at this day,
That's about right.
yeah, I said 10 o'clock. The time I pull up here, 9:15.
Mm-hmm.
I was in my car making conference calls. I would make sure I wasn't late just in case.
Mm-hmm.
But that just comes with being professional. Like, set yourself up to be on time. Don't set yourself up to get there right on time. Set yourself up to be there dressed and ready to go. Don't put your shoes on when I say it on the line.
Right.
There's things that you handle yourself professionally. People will take you very seriously. People take I love the fact that people take my coaching style seriously, because I'm just not playing. And I say line on that 40, I am not joking.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not on 40, you're more than free to go. That means you're not taking my value that seriously.
Right.
Now, if you're on a 40 and I walk in here 10 minutes late, you look at me a little funny too.
Mm-hmm.
Your coach is never going to be late. I'll tell you right now, you got a coach, your coach is never late. I know Matt. People have full-time jobs, they ain't late. I'll leave my job early to make sure I'm not disappointing the kids.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a matter of how serious you take yourself too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not going to take you serious if I don't take myself seriously.
Right.
It's just not going to happen. I'm just not going to turn on right now.
Mm-hmm.
If I don't respect you, then that means I'm going to half-ass do what you asked me to do anyway. I'm going to be late, I'm going to be tired, I'm going to be hungover, sluggish. No.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not. That's how serious I take people that ask me to do things with them.
Right.
Not for them, with them.
Right. Yeah, that's sound advice right there. Absolutely. And we're gonna kick back off in the next one on this stuff.
Oh yeah.
Bring in Tavon.
And you know, it's important. I think we should, because sometimes we, as adults, as coaches and mentors, we want to say the thing that sounds perfect for the camera, but I think sometimes the young players need to hear more raw.
100%.
I'm okay with that, because I'd rather you get it now while we love you. Because when you get in that workforce, they don't give a damn about you. They like, I got 1,000 resumes right here. I can pick through all of them. I'd rather hear from people that love them. And so all young players out here, players that are here, players that I coach, players that we coach, we had the mentors. I don't care, young, older, different. We're telling you this because we want you to hear from a person that's coming from a good heart. You go get it from a place that's a college, they will gladly move on. They will gladly move on to the next portal player. They'll gladly move on to the next person coming in, the next freshman coming in. They'll gladly move on from you. Because if you're not taking yourself seriously, I don't trust what you're going to do on the field. I don't trust what you're going to do off the field even more.
Mm-hmm.
And you get to the generation and you get the chance to go to the NFL or go play professionally, they can really, really care about you.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a dude making $30 million get cut. That's how much they don't care about you if you're not putting your opponent in the bargain. So
right. So in this moment right here, because I think when people want to hear that, like, I'm going to help you, like, I'm here to help you. There's some kind of like a what's in it for you type situation. And I'll say this, most of the world is lined up that way. Most of the world will be intentional about what they're doing because it's a self-reward for them, right? Knowing you and knowing Joe, like this is real cold, raw, hard facts here, right? Like I'm the same way here, and I know you feel exactly the same way that I do about this next statement. The reason why I do what I do every single day and giving back and sharing my experiences with younger people, right? Sharing my experience with people my same age, right? People struggling with what's going on between the ears there, right? I do what I do, and you do what you do, and you can correct me if I'm wrong on this, but I have been through so much in my lifetime, so much I've had to persevere, so much I've had to get through, so many times that I have been knocked down, right? Had to get back up for whatever reason that was, right? Family, kids, whatever, my own. This. So every time I look back on my life and I take a little audit of what's going on, right? Maybe I take a peek in the rearview mirror every now and then. I don't drive in the rearview mirror. I drive in the windshield because that's bigger, right? But I do what I do, and I give back from what I have because I've been through a lot. And if I do not give back, this is my statement. If I do not give back and share my experiences, then it's an injustice to my God who got me through that.
I agree.
Yep.
Full speed. Athletically, I believe the biggest sin is wasted talent. So as an adult, I think a huge sin is not giving what I learned. So why am I holding on to it? It's the reason why I even coach. I learned all this football, all this training. Who am I to hold on to it? I was able to learn it for a reason. God gave me the gift to do so. So as a player, I was able to. God gave me 6'3", 250 pounds. Like that, I can't teach that.
Mm-hmm.
You can't teach me being 6'3", but you can teach me what to do at 6'3". So I got a coach that poured back into me, whether he was benefiting financially, emotionally, or just mentally. Like I'm gonna teach you how to be the best you're gonna be. As an adult, we've seen this 1,000 times, so why not give it to them? And so if you don't, even if like people are my peers, like if I see you doing something, I'm like, hey man, I used to do that. That didn't make me any better. That made me worse. Even at people my age, even older, I'm like, hey, I'm just saying I did that before, so you might not want to do that. And if we don't do that, then that's like a shame on us. That's a huge sin. In my book. Now that everybody's things are different, but I just like information. I like to give it out, whether you want to hear it or not. And that's why sometimes it might come off a little harsh how I say things, but I just want you to know I'm serious about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I might drop a cuss when I'm coaching. I might drop a cuss word every now and again, not because I'm cussing at you. I just want you to feel what I'm trying to tell you at that moment.
Yeah,
and it just came out because I'm aggressive when I,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I mean? It's a time and place for that. I mean, that's more indoors, and I like this, like that, and I get out to the ring, and you got to clean that thing up a little bit, you know what I mean? But it's just about just making sure that they feel you, so they know that you're adamant about it.
Yeah.
Anything you do kind of half-ass, man, they're gonna reciprocate about half-ass production.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So if not adamant about it, they'll be sluggish about it too. So that's the way, like you said, the perfect point was the God that we serve, whoever you serve, I believe that it comes with something you have to teach. Lift as you climb, because if you're just climbing, eventually you're going to be done climbing. And who's going to be behind you to drop it off to? Whether it be your sons, your wife, your kids, your peers, co-workers, if they deserve it. Like I said, some people don't deserve that. They don't deserve that extra help because some people feel entitled to have the help all the time when sometimes you just burnt the help up. You've exhausted me of me trying to help you.
Mm-hmm. You have no more equity left.
None. I mean, you burnt it up, so I'm going to let you just go ahead and live and learn by yourself. Yeah. And sometimes it's hard because sometimes it's your own kids. Sometimes it's your own brother. Sometimes it's somebody else that you love. And you're like, hey, man, I got to let you fall on your face a little bit. Right. I mean, because we did. I mean, so you're going to fall on your face eventually.
Right.
Not saying you can't get back up from that, but you fall on your face and just take the skid mark on your face, people something step on you, that's your fault. I'm not going to say that alone, but it's just a matter of just making sure that stuff like this doesn't get underrated because you just never know that opportunity is going to come behind somebody seeing you. Right. You set up over to get 13,000 views on this thing. Who would have thought? But imagine if he blew it off.
Yeah, exactly.
Who would have knew? Now they'll know about him by opening my phone every 3 seconds, seeing his face. That means a lot in this world. Promotion, advertising, as far as you go to the next level, you didn't take it for granted. They didn't take it for granted. That's why they're here. I'm pointing to these guys that are over here.
Yeah, and you guys will see them next.
Yeah, so
you guys will see them next because it is. It is. I mean, that's the world we live in right now.
Yeah. So
right?
even
That's the thing though. Which with Terrence, and everybody knows. Here we go, and see Tavon coming up here pretty soon too. Right? Like what you see is what you get. Right. It's not something here and then something different over there. Right. So, the world is seeking authenticity from people in everything that everybody does. Doesn't matter if you are bagging groceries. Be the best grocery bagger on the planet.
Do it full speed. Right. Anything you do it right. Don't shy away from good hard work. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm thanking these guys too. I thank you. Always great talking to you. I think the guys back here behind the scenes here, they always gave us great ideas too, and you always mix it together. And Terrence and T and Tavon over there, I think they're for coming too, because these are guys I've actually seen grow up, coincidentally.
Yeah. So we'll be back around here.
Yeah, back around here. Yeah. But I just want to say that before they get going. But I've been around them since they were like little league guys, so it's been fun just watching them. They're going to be in high school this senior year, so just giving them props on camp. So love them guys too. So y'all get on here next and get me off, so y'all can go ahead and do your thing, and I'll be back to see y'all shortly.
Yeah, absolutely. Stick around for the next couple of these episodes right here, because we're gonna be dropping a lot more of these nuggets.
Okay.
All right.
I'm down with that.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yes, sir. So I'll see you back here in a few minutes.
All right, bet. All right, man.